A billionaire mother pretends to be a cleaner in her son's company to find true love for her son. And on her first day disguised in an oversized janitor coat and worn-out gloves, she watches her billionaire son walk past a crowd of people pretending to adore him, yet she sees the loneliness in his billionaire eyes that only a mother-turned-cleaner could recognize. Everyone praises his wealth, his power, his billionaire charm, but none truly see the broken heart beneath his tailored suit. None except his billionaire mother hiding as a cleaner, determined to find true love for her son even if she must scrub floors to do it. But when a humble young woman stops to help her clean spilled water, showing kindness no one ever gives a cleaner, her billionaire mother's heart stirs, and could this be true love for her son? Or is she just another person who will change once she learns he's a billionaire? And when her son begins secretly noticing the new cleaner without knowing she is his billionaire mother in disguise, two hearts collide in a world built on lies. But will this billionaire love story survive the truth? Who is real? Who is pretending? And when a billionaire mother pretends to be a cleaner to find true love for her billionaire son, what happens when love forms between the wrong hearts? Evelyn Prescott had spent her life building empires. Boardrooms bowed when she entered. Markets shifted when she spoke, and the name Prescott Global Holdings echoed across skyscrapers like a crown carved in glass and steel. But in all her billionaire power and prestige, she failed at one thing: protecting her son's heart. Lucas Prescott, her only child, had inherited his father's jawline and her piercing eyes. But unlike Evelyn, who wore pride like armor, Lucas wore isolation. His father's death when he was only 8 had carved a void wealth could never fill, and the world never let him forget who he was. Heir to billions, a walking fortune, a trophy target for love hunters dressed as angels. Evelyn's office held a single memory she never dusted, a tiny frame where Lucas, age 7, hugged a stray dog at a park, his eyes full of pure love. Before wealth taught him to distrust. Before heartbreak taught him to close doors and trust lawyers more than smiles. So when she overheard him reject the idea of dating yet another picture-perfect heiress, his voice tired, detached, Evelyn's chest tightened. "Love isn't real for people like me, Mom," he murmured. "They love the billionaire, not the man." That night, Evelyn decided something outrageous, something only a mother desperate for her son's happiness could justify. She would become invisible. She would become ordinary. She would become a cleaner, because only as someone without power could she see who would love her son without seeing his billions first. And so, the billionaire mother became Mrs. Elaine, the 60-year-old janitor with a gray wig, bent posture, and a mop instead of a $1 million pen. Her first morning in disguise felt surreal. The marble floors of her own company no longer echoed with respect when she walked. They ignored her. Executives brushed past her. Receptionists didn't look up. Security scanned her badge with impatience. It hurt, more than hostile board meetings ever did. Then she saw him, Lucas, her son. Her heart, tall, poised, polished in a slate-gray suit. Employees straightened immediately, greetings chasing after him like petals following a breeze. Compliments, fake laughs, empty admiration. He didn't smile back, not genuinely. His eyes were tired, lonely, and she felt the ache a mother feels when she realizes her child is loved by everyone and known by no one. Her mop slipped. Water splashed across the marble. She froze, and so did time. A young woman hurried over, no hesitation, no disgust, no superiority. She knelt beside Evelyn with paper towels already in hand. "Hey, don't worry," she whispered softly. "Happens to everyone." "Let me help," Evelyn blinked. Most wouldn't even acknowledge a cleaner existed, much less kneel beside one. The girl's name tag read, Ariana Brooks, accounting intern. Ariana's fingers brushed Evelyn's, grounding her. "Thank you," Evelyn rasped, her voice shaking with the humility of her disguise and the disbelief of simple kindness. "People usually just walk away," Ariana shrugged gently. "No one's too important to help someone. My mom used to say dignity lives in humble jobs." Those words struck Evelyn like prophecy. Lucas walked past again, and Ariana didn't even look. No sparkle of recognition, no dreamy gaze. The billionaire son didn't matter to her. The spilled water did. The cleaner did. Evelyn's pulse raced. Could she have found someone real? Someone untouched by greed? But suspicion crept in. Anyone can act kind once. True love isn't proven in a moment. It's revealed in time. As Ariana finished dabbing the last drop, She smiled. Warm. Genuine. Free. "You got this," she whispered. Evelyn watched her leave. Simple blouse. Worn shoes, eyes full of dreams, not dollars. She felt hope. Dangerous. Fragile hope. But love is not a straight road. It is a battlefield, especially where billions are involved. And across the lobby, Evelyn noticed another woman watching Lucas. Calculating eyes, designer purse, predator smile. The world was hunting him. And the war for his heart had begun. Lucas Prescott did not believe in fate, miracles, or quiet magic that lived in ordinary moments. His life was calculated, managed, and monitored. Every meeting booked 5 weeks ahead, every smile rehearsed, every friendship questioned. His title as billionaire CEO felt less like power and more like a cage with glass walls, admired yet suffocating. He stood at the top floor that morning, blinds open to a skyline coated in autumn gold, but his gaze was anchored not on the city, on the lobby below. He had seen something then, something that fractured the gray monotony of his days. A young woman kneeling to help a janitor instead of stepping over her. It unsettled him. Kindness without witness was rare. Nearly extinct in his world. He didn't know the janitor was his mother. He didn't know the girl whose kindness lingered in his mind was Ariana. All he knew was that something fragile and warm had flickered, a reminder of a world he once trusted. As he turned away, his assistant Diana breezed in, designer heels tapping like polished daggers on the marble. "Lucas," she sang, too sweet to be real. "About the charity gala this Friday. The board thinks you should attend with a guest. Preferably someone suitable." The implication dripped like poison disguised as honey. A future socialite wife, a trophy, a strategic merger dressed in romance. He kept his tone neutral. "The board forgets my personal life is not for sale." She smiled like someone who believed everything was for sale. "Everything is strategy. Even love, darling," his stomach tightened. "Especially love," he murmured. Diana touched his arm and lightly, deliberately. "Don't waste yourself on girls beneath your world. A CEO needs a queen, not what?" Lucas asked softly. Her lashes fluttered. "Not distractions." Below, Ariana handed a stack of reports to payroll, apologizing when some papers fell. No one helped her pick them up. No one noticed her at all. And she didn't seem to mind. Some distractions, Lucas whispered to himself, might be the only real things left. Downstairs, Evelyn, still Mrs. Elaine the cleaner, wiped a glass door with aching fingers. Pretending to be old humbled her, sharpened her, rebirthed her. Wealth had insulated her, made her forget what being unseen felt like. Now she saw the world from the floor up, and the view was brutally honest. She watched Ariana walk into the break room, tired but smiling anyway. She observed how Ariana shared her lunch with the mail clerk without hesitation, how she thanked the security guard by name, how she didn't look at money like it carried meaning. Only people did. And then Evelyn saw something that chilled her. Natalie Whitewood, heiress, cruel behind diamonds, cornered Ariana. "You're new," Natalie purred, eyes scanning Ariana like an item. "I heard your college scholarship got cut." "That must be hard." Ariana tensed. "It's fine. I'll figure things out." Natalie's voice sharpened. "You know, girls like you shouldn't dream too high here. Prescott hires pretty faces sometimes, but trust me, they don't rise." Ariana blinked. "I didn't come here to rise. I came here to work." Evelyn's heart swelled with pride for this girl she did not yet know. Natalie smirked. "Good, then stay where you belong." She walked off like a queen dismissing a servant. But Evelyn saw the tremor in Ariana's lip afterward. Hurt disguised as strength. She wanted to march over, tear off her disguise, and fire Natalie on the spot. But she was not the billionaire mother today. She was the cleaner. And cleaners do not rescue. They watch. They study. They wait. Yet her resolve cracked when Ariana stepped outside to take a breath, leaning on the railing. Shoulders shaking with emotion she refused to let fall as tears. Evelyn approached slowly. "Tough day," she whispered, voice raspy by disguise and sincerity. Ariana wiped her eyes quickly. "Just learning a lot about people." Evelyn nodded. "People with titles are often the weakest." Her eyes softened. "The strong ones clean up after them." Ariana smiled, tired, grateful. "Maybe. I just hope I don't lose myself in this place." "You won't." Evelyn whispered. People like you can survive storms others drown in. Ariana exhaled, hope returning like fragile sunlight. Thank you, Ms. Elaine? Evelyn lied gently. Their eyes met, one filled with quiet pain, the other with fierce maternal protectiveness hidden under wrinkles and gloves. And then Lucas's voice echoed behind them. Ariana? Ariana turned, startled. Lucas stood there, composed, unreadable, conflict flickering behind his eyes. Evelyn stepped back instinctively, head lowered like a real cleaner, heart thundering like a mother. Oh, Mr. Prescott, Ariana stammered. Sorry, were you looking for someone? I overheard earlier, he said softly. No one should speak to you like that here. Ariana's brows lifted. Confusion, humility, disbelief. I didn't think anyone noticed. His gaze softened. I noticed. Evelyn felt the world tilt, love threads weaving too soon, too naturally. But love born in secrets was love destined for fire. And when Lucas looked briefly at Elaine, unaware she was his mother dressed in humility, Evelyn felt the ache of a truth that would one day shatter everything. No disguise could protect hearts forever. And the heart of a billionaire, and the woman who might love him, was now in motion, towards fate, towards danger, towards a truth that could mend or destroy. Evelyn had lived a life where every secret was a weapon, and every truth could bankrupt empires. Yet nothing prepared her for the weight of the disguise she wore now. Every time Lucas spoke to Ariana, her pulse quickened with a mix of wonder and terror. A billionaire mother pretending to be a cleaner to find true love for her son sounded noble, until feelings began to grow in places she didn't plan. Ariana didn't know she was being observed not just by a CEO, but by a mother who would burn kingdoms to protect her boy. And Lucas didn't know the hand that hummed around his chest each time he looked at Ariana wasn't just his heart. It was fate knocking like a quiet stranger. That afternoon, the company buzzed with preparation for the weekly board briefing. Important guests, investor families, shareholders, all sharks dressed in silk and gold. Lucas hated these days. His father used to handle the show, charming snakes so Lucas didn't have to. But Lucas had grown into a man forced to tame monsters with a polite smile. Up in his office, he tightened his tie. His reflection looked powerful, but his eyes looked tired. He thought of Ariana, simple blouse, warm laughter, the way she held dignity like royalty without a throne. He almost smiled. Something real existed in a building carved from polished pretense. He stepped out and nearly collided with Ariana in the hallway, clutching a stack of files too heavy for someone her size. The papers wobbled. She gasped. Lucas caught the stack just before they scattered like white doves across the hall floor. You okay? He asked. Her cheeks flushed. Yes. I was rushing. The meeting files, I see that. His voice softened. You don't have to carry the world alone. A strange quiet held between them. Not awkward, delicate, like a string pulled tight between two hearts. Ariana swallowed. I'm used to doing things myself, and I'm used to being surrounded, he murmured, yet feeling alone. She blinked. He wasn't sure why he had said it. Maybe he wanted someone to hear him, really hear him for once. Before either could speak again, Diana approached, heels slicing the silence. Ah, she said dryly, eyes flicking to Ariana. Mr. Prescott, the board is waiting. You shouldn't delay. Lucas stepped aside, tone cooling. We're done here. Thank you, Ariana. She nodded, stepping back quickly. Diana smirked at Ariana like she was lint on an expensive jacket. Then Lucas walked away, but he glanced back once. Ariana saw it. Diana saw it. Evelyn, watching from behind her cleaning cart in the corridor, saw it too. It was a glance that changed destinies. The board meeting was a battlefield of egos. Investors sat like judges. Wealthy families whispered strategy like gossiping aristocrats. Natalie sat beside her father, elegance sharpened into entitlement. When Lucas entered, chairs straightened. Compliments poured like programmed scripts. He greeted them politely. His mask returned. But inside, the warmth from the hallway still lingered like a stolen secret. Evelyn, disguised, followed with her cart, invisible, yet seeing all. The board didn't care who cleaned, only who profited. As the meeting proceeded, Natalie leaned toward Lucas. "You should consider attending my family's yacht charity event. It would send the right message." Her smile was hunger painted as grace. "People expect you to marry within our circle." He stiffened. "People expect many things." "And yet," she whispered, "you always end up doing what is necessary, even if it isn't what you want." It was a threat disguised as prophecy. Evelyn's mop nearly snapped in her grip. She saw the trap tightening, society's golden noose around her son's throat. Outside, Ariana waited with coffee in trembling hands. She wasn't required to serve it, but interns who wanted to be seen did things like this. Except Ariana didn't want to be seen. She just wanted to do her job well. She wanted to earn her place, not be given it. Poverty had shaped her backbone, not broken it. When Lucas exited the meeting, face carved in corporate steel, she stepped forward gently. I brought this for the board and..." She hesitated. "One extra in case you needed it." He looked at the cup, then at her. She wasn't trying to impress him. She wasn't trying to get close. She simply cared. That was rarer than diamonds. "Thank you," he said quietly, taking the cup. "Most people give me things so they can take something in return." Ariana hesitated. "I'm not most people." He smiled. Small, real. "I know." Behind them, Natalie watched, rage twisting behind her smile. This wasn't some harmless intern anymore. She had become a threat, and threats get removed. While they spoke, Evelyn wiped a desk slowly, her heart pounding beneath her janitor uniform. She had seen enough love games in elite society to know danger when it glimmered. The kind girl was entering a ring she didn't know existed. Lucas walked away, sipping the coffee like it tasted different than every expensive cup he'd ever had. And in that moment, the billionaire mother disguised as a cleaner understood something terrifying and beautiful. Love had started. Not strategy, not arrangement, not convenience. Real love, and real love attracts real enemies, Evelyn whispered to herself, voice trembling with both hope and dread. Dear God, what have I set in motion? The day of the charity gala arrived like a storm wearing diamonds. Cars worth fortunes pulled up beneath chandeliers strung like constellations. Photographers swarmed like hungry wasps. The wealthy didn't walk in. They floated, rehearsed poise polished into performance. Lucas stood at the mansion entrance, suit dark as a midnight promise, mask of control sealed tight. Inside, politicians, CEOs, heirs, and heiresses mingled. Every greeting felt like a transaction. Every smile was a bid placed on his life. He hated these nights. He scanned the room like a man wishing for an exit from a kingdom others envied. His mother wasn't here, or so he thought. But she was. Evelyn, still disguised as Elaine, had convinced the housekeeping agency to get her assigned to this event. One final mission. One final proof. Tonight she would see the truth of hearts when opportunity sparkled brightest. She moved through the crowd unnoticed, pushing a cleaning cart behind crystal towers and floral structures dripping luxury. The irony cut deep. She owned most of the sponsors and half the companies in the room, yet she stood invisible, rubber gloves replacing jewels. And then she saw Ariana, not as an intern, not as a forgotten office face, but arriving quietly in a simple blue dress, borrowed. Evelyn could tell, fabric gently hugging her, beauty blooming not from price but purity. Ariana looked out of place, but she didn't shrink. Her chin lifted, nerves swallowed by dignity. Lucas noticed her at the same moment. His world paused, breath caught. Something in his chest, tired from years of guarding, fluttered awake like a boy seeing sunlight again. He walked toward her, not as a CEO, not as a billionaire, and as a man. You came, he breathed. Ariana tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear. Cheeks flushed. Someone from the department gave me an extra ticket. I thought, maybe I could learn something, and maybe see a world I don't belong to. He shook his head gently, I think you belong more than most here. Their eyes held, tentative, hopeful, afraid of believing too much too fast. Then the hunter arrived. Natalie glided between them like a blade wrapped in silk. Oh, Lucas, you didn't tell me your office staff were invited tonight. How adorable. Ariana's smile faltered. Lucas's jaw tightened. Natalie, she's my guest. The room shifted. Heads turned. The air rippled with murmurs. Power did not like surprises, especially romantic ones. Natalie's perfect smile cracked. Your guest? Is that a problem? He asked softly, dangerous calm in his tone. She leaned close to Lucas, voice sharp enough for Evelyn, hiding nearby, to hear. If you embarrass your legacy for some charity case intern, you will regret it. The board will not tolerate weakness. Ariana's eyes flashed hurt, not because she was insulted, but because Lucas was being threatened for simply seeing her. Lucas stepped protectively toward Ariana. Weakness isn't loving someone genuine. Weakness is being so desperate to fit a mold you let strangers dictate your life. Whispers rose. Phones tilted, recording. Natalie's voice dripped venom. Do you know what she earns, Lucas? Do you know where she comes from? This isn't some fairy tale, a voice cut through. Shaking the night, it is exactly a fairy tale. Evelyn stepped forward, removing her wig, peeling off her rubber gloves, standing tall as the woman the world knew. Evelyn Prescott. Billionaire matriarch, board legend, queen without crown. Gasps filled the room. Ariana's breath halted. Lucas froze. Evelyn's disguise fell to the floor like a shed skin. I pretended to be a cleaner in my son's company to see the truth of hearts, not the polish of intentions. Someone dropped a glass. Cameras flashed. Power trembled. Evelyn looked straight at Ariana. And the only person in that building who treated me like a human being, not a tool, not an obstacle, not an invisible shadows, is this young woman. Ariana's eyes widened with confusion. Gratitude, disbelief. Evelyn turned to her son. Lucas, I wanted to find true love for you. But love doesn't get chosen by strategy. It reveals itself. For the first time, her voice cracked. A billionaire mother turned vulnerable. And it has. Natalie's mask shattered. You can't be serious. You would let your son throw away. Evelyn raised a hand, silencing her. Wealth is power, but kindness is strength. And love? She stepped closer. Love is legacy. The greatest one. The room, built on ego and gold, and fell silent. Then Evelyn turned to Ariana. I am sorry. I placed you in a test you did not know existed, but you passed every moment with grace. And if my son chooses you, and it will be because he sees you, not because I designed it. All eyes shifted. Lucas stepped close to Ariana, heart unguarded, voice low. Ariana, I don't know where this leads. I don't know if I deserve someone real. But I know I want to find out with you. No titles, no masks. Ariana's eyes shimmered. I didn't come here to belong to a world like this. I came here because I didn't want to regret not trying. Lucas extended his hand. Then try with me. Ariana hesitated, not out of doubt but awe. Then she placed her hand in his, soft and trembling with possibility. The room buzzed. Scandal, shock, envy. But none of it mattered. Evelyn exhaled, relief and fear entwined like vines. Because love was not victory, it was risk, vulnerable, unplanned, unscripted. And as Lucas held Ariana's hand, Evelyn whispered to herself, let this be real. Let this be love, not a fairy tale that burns. For the first time in years, Lucas smiled, a true smile, and Ariana smiled back, the kind of smile that builds futures. Love had begun, not perfectly, not safely, but bravely.